morning, Tomi.
Good morning.
Tell us, what is the view from Brussels on this US-Iran deal?
Well, as you said, you have very clearly two dimensions. As you mentioned, markets seem to be very happy. Oil price is going down, so you have impression it's a lasting peace. But as the cancellation of the meeting in Switzerland indicates, the deal is very fragile, and the problem remains. You have the issue of Iran nuclear capabilities, enrichments to 60%, Strait of Hormuz, and how is that going to open up, and the regional implications.
And that's the thing, the fact that the US Vice President is no longer travelling to Switzerland for the signing nor the talks, it's a bad sign, right?
Well, I think that there's two dimensions. They try to hurry it up, but you have the dimension of with Iran, the negotiations, who is starting first, who is making the first commitment. On the other hand, you have the impression that in Washington there's a high pressure from conservatives' side, but in overall about the deal. I think that they are going to manage that, and I think Vance is maybe trying to avoid a situation where he's kind of somehow going there and trapped. So normally in those meetings, when you go there, it's normally for signing. You need to know what's going to be agreed, and that's clearly is not the case this time.
And of course, Lebanon is left out of the deal.
Absolutely.
What leverage do the Europeans have here?
Well, as Macron has said, we need to be involved. Leverage, there's not so much. There's this discussion of 300 billion euros. Of course, that's just a framework to be agreed in upcoming 60 days. Maybe that gives some leverage, but it very clearly indicates when we need to be. Lebanon is the crucial point, because as you mentioned, Israel is out of the deal, and we will see how they react.
And last night at the EU summit, Tomi, we saw a big fight among EU leaders regarding Antonio Costa, the president's liaisons with the Kremlin. What is your view here? Was he right to get in touch?
I think what is very important, especially in the European side, when we have various players, we have EU institutions, we are head of states, we are investing a lot on Ukraine, and we have Ukrainians, especially as Ukraine in the future will be seen more as a net security provider. And clearly the coordination has not worked. You should be more or less in the same chat group on information. I think that's the issue, because if that coordination does not happen, there's two questions there. First of all, what is the signal? Have we agreed? Are we pushing the same message? Because you should. Secondly, is Ukraine involved?
So was Antonio Costa wrong?
I think it's very clear that the coordination has not worked. I think that's crucial on this issue, and I think many head of states have indicated that.
Okay. Topic that will be dominating, again, the talks here in Brussels. Tomi Huhtanen, thank you so much for joining us here on Europe Today.